Buddhist monks were seekers. They traveled far and wide in search of eternal truth and often referred to themselves as yatri, travelers. However, during monsoons the weather was unpredictable, and the rivers were overflowing. Gautama Buddha allowed his disciples to be stationed at one place and meditate, till the weather became favorable for travel. During one such monsoon, Buddha and his disciples reached a village and decided to stay until the weather clears. One morning, a beautiful lady approached a young monk and requested to offer shelter to him till his stay in the village. While they were still having this conversation, a group of villagers gathered and started shouting at the lady. "You have sinned again," yelled one of the angry villagers. "You would make these monks impure by your very presence," shouted the other. "Prostitutes are sinners who will rot in hell," screamed the third one. The young monk was in a dilemma. On one hand he saw a lady full of devotion offering shelter. On the other hand, the outlook of villagers who were convinced that she was a sinner owing to her profession. The monk decided to seek advice from Buddha himself. Buddha, after listening to the entire conversation, asked the young monk to take shelter in her house if he intends to. The young monk agreed. The woman made all arrangements for the monk to be comfortable. She also offered the monk comfortable clothing. Every day she used to cook with her own hands. She also used to dance for him while he had his food. Post-lunch, she used to spend an hour with the monk, listening to the knowledge he had garnered in his travel with the Enlightened One. In the evening, however, she used to entertain her guests, while the monk spent his time meditating. The villagers were appalled by these behaviors and they started shaming the monk along with the lady. A prostitute who corrupted the monk was the topic of discussion across the village. When Buddha was briefed about this, he smiled and did not utter a word, much to the surprise of his disciples, who by now were convinced that the monk was corrupted. Days became weeks and weeks became months, and the young monk continued his routine at the prostitute's house without thinking about the world outside. Finally the day came for the monk to return to Buddha. All the other monks were confident that the young monk will never return. They questioned Buddha for his silence and sought his suggestions. Buddha with a divine smile replied, "I will wait for some more time." As soon as he completed his sentence, he heard a voice, "Lord, I have returned for our journey to commence." Buddha looked at him and saw standing next to him a lady monk ready to be seeker of eternal truth. Most of us are like the villagers. We judge without understanding. Our sense of reality is what appears on the surface. We dedicate our entire life creating opinions based on judgments which are often flawed. A true seeker does not judge. He does not force you to be something you are not, but by his actions bring a positive transformation. Be a seeker. Thanks for watching.